Welcome to No Contingencies, a real estate live show with no filters, no BS, and no safety nets. This is episode 11 of our show. We are now on the air. We're going to introduce our host team, and then we'll introduce our guest. I'm Liz Ryan.
And I'm Parker Pemberton.
And I am Nicholas Wopole. Hi.
Hooray! Today we are joined by someone many of you already know as both a producer and a leader here at Pemberton Real Estate, Shayne Hall. Shayne has been licensed since 2016 and has built a consistently strong business, closing 30 homes last year, 25 the year before. But what really sets Shayne apart isn't just production, it's his commitment to helping other agents succeed alongside him. He served as a sales coordinator and performance coach here at Pemberton Real Estate, working closely with agents to evaluate their habits, refine their approach, and build sustainable businesses. Today, he helps lead our Apple Valley office, where he continues to combine hands-on leadership with real in-the-field experience. Shayne is the kind of person who's always willing to help lend a hand, but he'll also give you the honest, direct feedback you need and then roll up his sleeves to help get you back on track or push you towards the next level. Shayne, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hooray.
I'm so glad you wrote that because that's better than I would have come up with.
I liked yours.
I'm glad
Shayne's
you're
a dude.
actually healthy. Because I'm 2 feet away from your face, and he would have been...
I was feeling pretty good last Wednesday morning after the night that I had, but I was like, no.
It worked out good. We had Blake on just at the absolute last second. We're like, okay, we're just going to ask you a bunch of stuff, okay? Cool.
He's very good in ad lib.
Yeah, it went well. So the plan for today,
I watched it from bed. Just like,
I'm glad you watched it.
Thank you. You're one of 7 people, I think.
Hooray.
Yeah.
I'll take that. We're going to talk to Shayne for a bit about his career, and then we're going to do a little panel discussion with all 3 of you on using video in real estate marketing. So think about that. But let's get started with Shayne. Tell us about what you were doing before real estate.
Yeah, I think, everyone that you'll talk to has got an interesting backstory.
Yeah.
Mine connects a little bit more to what I'm doing now than maybe some other agents, in that I was in residential home construction for almost 20 years.
Okay.
And I did that by day, and then at night I was sort of like living an alter ego as a professional MC in the country music industry. So I did that for almost 3 decades and kind of like led the double life until I was forced to get to real estate.
Okay, and we're going to unpack all of that, but first I'm going to need you to explain more about what does it mean to say you were an MC with country music? In what context?
Yeah, so it started off in the early 90s. I'm that old. That my first DJ gig was 1991 or 1992.
Yes.
And after probably 5, 6, 7 years of doing everything mobile, so weddings, nightclubs, grad parties, all those kinds of things, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, just everything, I realized that I wasn't getting as much joy out of picking music as I was out of just being on the microphone.
Ooh,
just
okay.
sort of leading that entertainment value with the room, reading the room, understanding what direction to take music and sets and all that stuff, hyping up the crowd. I always got a lot of joy out of promoting the venues that we would be in, or the staff, which I never heard other people in our industry doing.
Okay.
The staff would frequently get overlooked, and I always thought that was a mess. You should be promoting, like if you're working a nightclub, you should be promoting those bartenders and servers and stuff, because they're mostly working for tips.
Yeah.
And if you take care of them, they're going to take care of you, and they're going to have a better experience in the night too.
Okay.
Like the service level is going to raise up if you get their attitude in the right place.
Well, I love that, and that's transferable to so many different contexts.
For sure. So then I made this transition into being a full-time MC, and that opened a lot of doors. So I was doing a lot of galas and a lot of I did hundreds of benefits over the years, just free, sort of like a pro bono thing.
Okay.
Lots of concerts, festivals, things like that. 4 years ago, I co-hosted We Fest, which is the nation's largest outdoor country music festival.
Wow.
And that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was myself and the guy that was the original on-stage host for its first 35 years of running that show. His name is Tomcat, one of my closest friends and actually one of my hunting partners.
Okay.
And Kelly Pickler. So that was a pretty interesting experience.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was a hoot.
That was back when country music was actually like country music.
It was that was the very early part of the bro country movement, and I wasn't a big fan of it. So I was out. I'm very old school when it comes to country.
Really?
Yeah, I like more of the traditional stuff, and I do like some of the newer stuff. Rock country has kind of a nice place, but all of the poppier country stuff I just never got into.
Fair. Who's your favorite country artist?
It's hard. See, I'm and this is weird. You're gonna hate me for this, but I don't really play favorites with anything, whether it's foods or music or whatever. But if you put a gun to my head, I would say George Strait.
Really?
Yeah, just because it's not just his music, but just the life that he lives. He's got this amazing moral standard, the way he's committed to his wife, the way he lives his life, the importance of family, the importance of his faith, like all those things come through his music and how he lives. And I think that's something that we should all model.
Well, 100%.
By the way,
Yes.
my answer is the exact same. It's George Strait.
Let's
No
go.
kidding.
My first concert ever was George Strait in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
What?
Cowbells, lots of crazy things. It was when I was in school there. So this would have been 2006, 2005-ish. He came out, played for 2 hours, went back to his bus, grabbed a bottle of whiskey, came and sat back on the stool and played for 2 more hours.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody, it was amazing.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Okay, tell me, forgive me my ignorance. Tell me some George Strait songs. What would I know by George Strait?
Amarillo by Morning is probably the one that everyone knows, right?
Okay, fair.
My favorite George Strait song is Troubadour. In fact, I've got a commitment from my wife that at my funeral that's going to be played.
Carrying Your Love With Me.
Oh, what a great tune.
Okay, fair.
What a great tune.
Nick, what's your favorite George Strait song?
This is going to surprise you a lot.
Really?
I don't know any George Strait songs.
I'm shocked, Nick.
He used to have the most number.
He still
one
does.
hits, does he?
Most number one hits of any artist of any genre in all time.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 60 now.
Guys, can I
Write this down.
Can I get you
Check
to,
yes or no.
All my
Guess.
exes live in Texas.
Okay,
Everyone
that one
knows
I
that
know.
one.
I know that one.
Can I get you to guess what my first concert ever was?
Like
I really
Metallica
want to
in
be
London.
a smart ass and say
Slipknot.
the Beatles.
You were actually both closer, and obviously the Beatles. I'm a little not quite old enough. No, it was the metal band Korn.
Okay.
Really?
So Slipknot and Metallica not so far.
Not far. That's interesting. All right, I don't know how to recover from that, so I'm going to just barrel through it.
Yeah, so that's essentially what I was doing for a long time, and then probably 7 years ago, I just said I've got to be done because being out to the club or bar or whatever till 3 a.m. is I mean, what a great tune. They don't write them like that anymore.
Look at that video.
And everything I own don't fill up half.
Oh, this is going to be a thing for the rest of the day now.
You're never getting it out of your head the rest of the day now.
I'm okay with that. That's actually fine.
But is this like those late nights was like, hey, I can't keep doing this because this is going to lead to a lot of bad decisions, which I appreciate in Parker being as open as he has about his past and the evolution he's gone through.
Yeah.
Because it felt like that to me to say, I just have to kind of have a hard stop here and decide what I want my future to look like versus the path I was on.
Here it is, right here.
He's got the light going. Everyone needs to download that today. It
All
just
right.
needs to be a thing.
It's going to just
just-
move
they
its
don't
way
make
on
music like that
Spotify.
They
today.
don't.
All right.
No, that's like pre-auto tune, pre all the nonsense.
If I'm sitting in the backyard and I am putting a playlist on, it's George Strait radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
So glad we aligned there.
We just became
was
best
a
friends.
moment.
Maybe that
was a moment.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah. We just legit became best friends.
You did. That was
when
really
Harrison
fun.
sings, he loves music, all sorts of music.
Aw.
Usually it's Disney music, but
Yeah.
he comes and he's like, Dad, I'm going to sing some country music. I'm going to get in my truck. My boots are wet. I'm going to shoot a deer. And he starts naming all these things.
Harrison's the best.
I'm like, hey, you might be onto something here.
His training is advanced already.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, he's 6. That's impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I just sit back and laugh.
Yeah.
My
okay.
boys
All right,
are age.
we can move on
We're
from
moving
it.
on,
Yeah,
but that was fun.
As I say, my boys that age are always like, hey, Papa, when are you going to take us hunting? I'm like, you can't sit still or be quiet, and you have to do both to go hunting. So,
Fair. That's fair. Okay, so 7 years ago,
Yeah.
you say, okay, this part of my life, this part of the lifestyle is not working out for me.
Yep.
I got to make a switch.
yeah, I'd already come into real estate, but decided I've really got to buckle down and be focused. And
Fair. Okay. When did you start in real estate?
yeah, so it was actually 2015.
Okay.
And it was, we don't have to spend a lot of time in this segment, but it's important.
Yeah.
Late 2014, we found out I was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And I was working for a local builder as a project manager, working 80 to 100 hours a week between being on job sites and then all of the amazing amount of calendar adjustment and change order forms and like all the things you do at night when you got home and you're supposed to be with your family. I wasn't with my family.
Yeah.
So just couldn't do that. To the builder's credit, the whole time I did surgery first and then I had to do like 4 months of chemotherapy. If you ever get the chance to try chemo, go ahead and pass on that. It was horrible. It was awful. Like 4 months of not being able to literally move.
Yeah.
But so I learned a lot through that experience. And so when I came back and the builder was like, okay, we need you back. And so I went into remission on June 21st of 2015.
Okay.
And the builder was like, we need you back in the capacity that we had you in. And my oncologist was like, no.
Yeah.
Like we literally just completely torched your immune system and your body and everything for the last 5 months.
Right.
You have to rebuild. So we can authorize 15 or 20 hours a week, but that's going to be it.
Okay.
And the builder was like, well, we can't do that. And what I was going to say is like, to their credit, the whole time I was doing treatment, they paid my salary.
Oh,
So
wow.
every week I was getting a check,
Yeah.
which was awesome. So anyway, so they laid me off, gave me a severance package.
Yep.
And I was hosting their radio program on my talk on Sunday mornings.
Oh, okay.
And the show right after ours was a Remax Results agent.
Really?
And we'd become friends. So we'd have her on our show to talk real estate. We'd be on her show to talk about construction because the industries align.
Yeah.
And when I got laid off, she heard and called me and said, hey, have you ever thought about real estate? And that was how I got into real estate.
And that was that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, first of all, congrats on 10 years.
Thank you.
Going on 11 years of remission.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
We have a lot of people in all of our lives that are affected by cancer, and so
Nick included. We were just talking about
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yep.
the thing that comes to mind, and I think we'll get into this, but like Shayne comes into this industry, second, third career, life experience. Like you show up and you're like, look, I got to get my act together, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to like dilly daddle around here. I'm not playing real estate. Like I'm here to support my family and my life. I've already seen how short it is and can be. And you got to work from that moment forward.
Yes.
I think just having that urgency in your brain, I think, is something that is the reason why you're successful.
Thank
you know,
you.
because when you go through hard things like that, we all can agree that you're used to taking losses. Like you're used to being rejected. You're used to like fearing for things that are a little bit greater than somebody maybe saying no to you on the phone.
Right.
There's honestly, and I know you'll appreciate this, Parker, but there's nothing more humbling as a man, as a husband, as a father, than to look your wife in the face and cry and say, I don't have the money to pay our bills. Yeah. Like nothing will break you down more than that. So there was like those kinds of things just said, no, you have to be different. Mm-hmm. The path has to look different.
Yeah.
And that bleeds into what you do today and how you structure your day. And I'm sure we're going to get into all that stuff, but you know, that's really the key marker of somebody that makes it in real estate. It's somebody that can stay disciplined and can schedule themselves daily and commit to what they're set out to do.
Don't have to do the extraordinary. You just have to do the ordinary consistently.
Yeah.
Right. And Shayne's a time blocking superstar. But before that, in those early days as a real estate agent, how were you building your business? Where were you getting clients from? How were you learning how to do it?
Yeah, it's interesting. And I know we've talked about this before, but in December I eclipsed 300 closed transactions for my career.
Woohoo!
And of those 300, I've had this many paid leads.
Wow.
And that was when I first came to what was PHT.
Okay.
Is now PRE, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I came to Pemberton, the former sales manager said, you're going to be coaching agents around the Zillow platform. I need you to run one so you can talk about it intelligently.
Okay.
So I did that. And it was yeah, well, like if I have to explain how it works. So it made sense to me. So I did that.
Yep.
But I leaned hard into all the time in the music career or the different things I was involved in. I have always, no shock to you guys, I've always been a people person. I love connecting with people, talking to people, hearing their stories. Trying to build value by listening, right? We have 2 of these and 1 of these. They should be used in that order.
Yes.
You've heard me say that before, Liz?
I have, in fact. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Yep.
That's right. And so just like building relationships that way, it was a natural sort of transition to say, hey, oh, by the way, I'm selling houses now instead of building them.
Yeah.
And so just started building that way and being consistent about maintaining the relationships, reaching out regularly.
Yep.
You know, already sort of staying connected with people, but just not at the bar scene or those kinds of things anymore. It was like more on a human level.
Right. Okay. So I'm trying to put together the timeline. At the part where you started doing real estate's your full-time gig. That's
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, like the later
2015?
part of 2015.
Okay. At that moment, how many children did you have?
So 2015, we had two.
2 kids at that point. How many kids do you have now, just for our listeners?
5.
5 children
So
now.
we've had 3 since then.
I love it.
2 of which, while my wife was getting her doctorate,
Excellent.
she had 2 kids during all that because she's a superstar.
Because she's a rock star.
She's
yeah.
unbelievable.
How old are your kids right now? What's the range?
Our oldest is, he'll be 17 in April.
Okay.
And then we've got an 11-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And then not so coincidentally, and this is where we stay PG-13, but after the surgery,
yes.
we went boy, 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 which is a joke for everybody, and I love it. So our boys are
Shayne.
8, 5, and just turned 3.
And 3. Okay, so 3 to 17. So
But
you
those
got
that
the whole range.
Yeah, and those that are keeping score, when Theo, our youngest, graduates, I'll be 65, which is part of why I am so connected to Blake and Parker. I'm like, I don't want to be showing up to Theo's grad ceremony and people being like, oh, it's adorable. You brought your grandfather. No, I'm the dad.
I'm the dad. I love it. You just distract
I'm the
me
dad.
every time. Okay, so doing real estate with a partner who's working full time and has a significant career as well. How do you make all of that work?
Yeah, so we, through the grace of God, have found this unbelievable balance.
Yeah.
Part of it is because, and I know this isn't true for all couples, but our personalities are very different.
Yeah.
So I'm extroverted. I'm very linear in how I think and problem solve. And I'll share an example for you that you'll get a kick out of. She's introverted and very wallflower and creative. And so she's awesome with the kids and all those kinds of things.
Okay.
And I'm very good at fix the house, solve the vehicle issues, get the bills paid. We structure our day that way.
Yeah.
And over time, we've gotten sort of like this rhythm. I love that word rhythm or cadence in our relationship or our life around who's doing what.
Yeah.
And there's always a little bit of like give and take where it has to be. But for the most part, we just get each other.
Okay.
And so it's really fun that way.
All right. What's the example?
So like when she has when she comes to me with something, right?
Yep.
I learned, let's just say 5-ish years ago, that instead of my immediate response, which is like dude mode,
Yeah.
where you're just like, you want to solve the problem. Now I always go, stop. Is this you want me to just listen or you want me to solve it for you?
Right.
Like, let's set the rules of engagement here. And then she'll be like, I just want to vent. I'm like, cool, go ahead.
Go
and then
ahead.
she just like lets it rip. And I'm like, all right, high five. And then we can do our own thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I'm in problem solver mode and she just really wants to let it come out, then she gets irritated because I'm offering suggestion and I don't need to do that in every situation.
And that skill or that tactic could apply to any relationship anywhere, right?
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself using that sort of script or that idea with a client?
Not with a client, but definitely with agents I've coached.
Yes.
Because I've been coaching now for like 6 years.
Yep.
And so I'll definitely just say, all right, is this, you're looking for a solution or you just need to kind of get this off your chest? Because it was, we shouted out Anthony Guzman at the team meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like the new car smell agent, just got his license 5 seconds ago, but he's already overcoming some big challenges.
Yeah.
So when he calls me and he'll just be like, hey, I just got a vent. I'm like, awesome, man, let it rip.
Yeah.
Like you have my full attention. I've walked away from whatever I'm doing. And he'll get it off his chest, and I'm like, how you feeling now? Oh, I feel good. All right, cool.
Get back to it.
Yeah, let's go, right?
Okay, fair. Okay, so how do you set up your day? We alluded to that before. How do you schedule? How do you choose which activities you're going to do? What does that look like?
So I think, so what I coach around is in a simplified format. Obviously, I'm a little further down the road now. I've been doing it a long time. But for someone that's just starting this whole philosophy around structuring your day or time blocking, you make 3 lists. You have a working on your business list, a working in your business list, and you have a personal list. And on those lists, you will just decipher all the things that are normal. So we're always building off of the norm and not the exception. It's the rule, right?
Yeah.
The exception is going to happen. We accommodate that. But the rule is what we're planning for. So once you get those lists sort of separated out with most of what you can think of, you grab one thing off of each of those 3 lists and you put them on your calendar somewhere that you think it works in the day.
Yeah.
5 days a week. Again, Parker's 80% rule. So we sort of operate in this 5-day-a-week mantra around when you're really hyper-fixated on your business and growth. You put one of those things as a block on each of those days.
Okay.
So you're doing something for each of them 5 days a week. And then you get in a little bit of a cadence. So you get a couple of weeks and you're feeling good about that. Then maybe you would grab a couple more things and throw them in there. And it just builds progressively over time. If you find that you get to a point where you're like, hey, the last couple of weeks it's felt chaotic, or I haven't done a good job with it, then you stop. You don't add anything else, right?
Yeah.
Just like try to get back in that rhythm around doing the things that you're doing, and then we look at sort of evolving and adding more things. People make the mistake, just like, I mean, not to rip on anybody, but the people that go to the gym the first couple weeks of January, they start way too hot and fast.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm going to be here 5 days a week. I'm going to be in the gym for 2 hours, and I'm going to start eating healthy. And it's just too much at once.
Yeah.
They can't commit to it. They get discouraged and they quit. So this is a sort of an opposite mindset to that. Like, hey, let's just sort of build slowly so that you're really consistent with it.
Yeah.
And then a year from now, you won't believe the kind of change you've had.
Yeah. So, okay. So give me an example of it, whether from your calendar or the calendar of an agent you're working with. What would be a first couple things of on the business, in the business, and personal that you would encourage someone to put in their calendar on that first week you're working with them?
Yeah, 100%. So on the business, number one, your moneymaker is prospecting.
Yeah.
So when we say prospecting, it's got this really sort of negative vibe to it. I don't think it needs to be negative. I think it's more like just rekindle the relationships.
Yeah.
Reach out to the people that are in your world, check in on them, see how they're doing, see how you can serve them. And then that's not always, as you were saying in the meeting yesterday, it's not always just real estate, right? And AJ said this a lot too. You're not reaching out to him to just, hey, do you want to buy or sell house? No? Okay, talk to you in a month.
Right.
Like, that's not, you're not bringing any value to that relationship that way.
Yeah.
It's more like, and the cheat code for anyone that's watching this right now, all 7 people, the cheat code is go to their Facebook page, because everyone posts their whole life, see what's been happening over the last couple of weeks in their life, and then call them about it. You got a dog, someone had a baby, somebody got married, your oldest kid went to school, whatever it might be,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And those, sometimes the moments can be intense, like somebody passed away and you want to reach out, just say, hey, I saw this, I'm so sorry. If there's anything you need, I'm here, right?
Yep.
I know we don't talk as much as we should.
Yeah.
Actually, like a really cool leverage spot around that is to just lead with humble. I've trained a bunch of agents around that. So if you haven't talked to somebody in a long time, your first connect to them is, hey, I just wanted to reach out to say I'm sorry. I haven't done a good job of staying in touch with you, but I want you to know that I have a goal going forward to do a better job with that. So I just wanted to say, how are you, right?
Yeah.
So lead with humble, rebuild the relationship, and then you'll sort of like reprogram each other around that new level of contact going forward.
Yep. Okay. So that's on the
And
business.
by the way,
Go
though,
ahead.
this is not a this is not a new agent tip. This is an all agent tip.
For sure.
And I think what happened during COVID was agents of every level, even if you've been in the business for 20 years, 30 years, or if your badge says 40 years, congratulations, they got lazy. They got really lazy because business came easy. Their phones rang. Everybody and their mom wanted to buy a house or refinance or sell a house or invest in homes. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the industry got lazy, and so don't just think that you need to do this if you're new. Like, if you're a 20-year vet, you still need to be applying these principles because they are critical to your success.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't want to sound like a tough guy here or anything like that, but if you're not having conversations with people, you are not going to sell homes, and you are not going to have success in this business.
Right.
So it literally,
My phone's not ringing.
it just literally comes down to contact.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Yeah.
And I think in 2020, everyone was like, well, I can just post on Facebook. I can just post all these things. I can just, blurt out all these, 4 or 5 times a day on social media, and people will think that I'm the expert. Yeah, that's not the case. Consumers are really smart.
Do you know Aaron Novello?
No.
Okay. Amazing. Guy's got one of the best listing presentations I've ever heard in my life. But he said this line in a training he had one time that I just love. And he goes, real estate's a contact sport, but not in the way you think.
Yeah. Again, like, we came over the top of this hill, and it's really identifying the people that have built solid businesses through routine and consistency, and ones that had good years because of the market.
Yeah.
And that's not me trying to be a tough guy. That's me being transparently true based on what's happening in the marketplace, watching brokerages, teams, and agents alike having these massive swings back the other way.
Yeah.
And really, we keep pounding this. It's kind of our theme. It's bare minimum is 5 conversations a day.
Right.
10, you're going to be able to live any sort of lifestyle you want.
Yep.
And 20 conversations is going to put you into an elite category of producer and someday, wealth builder that is greater than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
20, it's hard to achieve. It's easy to talk about, but I think back to your main point, which is early on, take a bite of what you can commit to and just apply that.
Yeah.
Is it 5? Cool. Well, let's just nail 1
Yeah.
like per day for the next 5 days.
Yes.
And once we do that, Shayne, let's go to 2.
Yep.
And then by the end of that first month, we're at 4 or 5 a day, and it's a habit now.
Yeah. And you're busy.
And you're busy. Now, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I don't know who to talk to, reach out to us. We will send you hundreds of different ways to have conversations with people.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to be of value to you right now. But
We just gave them a good one. Just lead with humble.
You're right.
I love that.
Right. And I think AJ said it yesterday, but it's like, how do you just provide value to people without asking for anything in return?
Yeah.
And when you do that enough times over and over, and you've been in the trenches doing that, you will get everything back and more. So I just wanted to add that.
That's great.
So the working on the business,
Yeah.
that mindset for me is growth.
Yeah.
I think mindset's really important along with the physical things you do. So I always pair them together when I'm having conversations.
Yeah.
So that's growth.
Yeah.
Working in the business is what I would call maintenance. That's the mindset. So that's your CE systems, tools, your inbox, catching up in your inbox a little bit every day, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to see triple digit unread messages, but we all have it.
But we all have it. Yes.
Part of the deal.
Okay. And then give me an example of a personal thing that you'd put in your calendar that's calendar worthy.
Yeah, I love this. So 2 things, if I can.
Yeah.
The first of which is the gym, which has been a relatively new thing. I used to be really fit, very athletic. We can get into all that. I have a storied career of being a pro inline skater, 15 years in the martial arts, including teaching for 10 of that, all that kind of stuff. But then there was this block of time for about 10 or 15 years where I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Got absolute stereotypical dad bod, all the things you don't want. I was tired all the time. I was lethargic, just wasn't eating well, wasn't showing up for my family and all that stuff. And then Blake and I started work together at Exceeding Expectations. And I was watching what he's doing and kind of paying attention, started kind of get a little bit curious. And then we came here and it was just like this light bulb turned on because we have this amazing community of people here that take that part of their life seriously.
Yeah.
So I've been really a lot more committed in this last year. And I've seen a significant change. My wife tells me all the time, she's like, you look like a different person. Just eating better, training, like all that stuff. That's one. So it's a non-negotiable for me right away in the morning, other than when I get up, read a little scripture, get a protein shake, and it's to the gym.
Nice.
So it's like one of the first things I do, get that done, right? I went this morning a little earlier than I usually do because I wanted to be on time.
Love it.
And the second thing is, and this is hilarious, I'll show you guys this on my phone, on my calendar, with my time blocking. The last block of the day for me is red. It's my wife. So she's a non-negotiable. She's red.
I love it.
She's time blocked on there. And I'm like, no, it's that serious.
Yeah.
When I put something as red on my calendar, it's like, I'd rather be really sick or dead, or that's going to happen.
I like that.
Yeah. Time with the wife is very important. And that looks different, right? Sometimes it's just like you're just catching up with each other's days. Sometimes you're sitting down and watching an episode of a show you both enjoy. Maybe you're just like in the same room and reading together, but just like that shared connectivity.
Yeah.
But just being committed to the together without distraction of the kids or work or whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. You talk a big game about your time blocking.
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody could follow this sort of format, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
How closely do you stick to your time blocking plan?
Yeah, I would say 75 to 80%.
Really?
But I still adhere to one of the like primary golden rules, which is you can't delete.
Yeah.
So I will move stuff on my calendar. Like I meant to do this at this time. Something else came up, which happens. So I just moved it to later that day or the next day because you don't get to skip doing the thing. You just have to move it somewhere else because you had something get in the way.
Yeah.
So no deleting is a big one, but then just sort of like adjusting as you need to throughout the day. There are some things that like my wake up to basically the lunch hour, that one you can set a watch by.
Yeah.
It's very consistent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we also like to say just don't have 2 bad days in a row. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, life is always going to pop up and punch you in the face, right? The
Yep.
Mike Tyson line. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face.
I love that.
And so just make it a point. If 5 conversations is the thing you know is going to drive your business, cool. You couldn't get it done today. That's all right. But tomorrow you better get it done.
Yeah.
And then that will daisy chain you into a streak, right?
Yeah. And that's, my production is a reflection of that. Over the course of my career, I've been like a 30 deal and 10 million, almost like clockwork.
Yeah.
Because of that consistency.
Yep.
And when I have a year or whatever where it's not there, you can see because I'll sell 25 or 27, and I know Like I'll make the adjustment.
Yep.
You know, last year I was at 9.94. I was 60 grand light of the 10 million.
Yep.
And so being at the awards show, I had lots of people like, oh man, you know, we saw in Sisu that you were just, are you bothered by that? I was like, heck no. I was so excited to see Angie go up there and David go up there and Callie. Like they were so deserving of all of those awards and recognition.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about for me. I think it's more important what we're doing collectively than any one individual thing.
Fair.
It's good they get the recognition, obviously, for their efforts.
Yep.
But it's just, I wanted to just stand up and clap every time somebody got an award. I just like stand up. It wasn't going to be awkward.
I love it.
Well, I will say, you had about 754 one-on-one agent coaching sessions. So give yourself some credit there.
Right.
And that's why this role fits you so well, is because it's fulfilling a bucket that you've carried with you your whole life. You can still maintain your sales business. And as long as you hit that 30 sales a year, you know you're going to bring in a certain amount of income.
Yep.
But now, you know, from coming into our system, you're able to accomplish both of those.
Yeah.
And I would say have a great family life and be there for your kids too.
It's been a game changer this last couple of years. I mean, I'm really grateful to you guys for what you have built and are building, because every step that we move forward, and it's always forward, it basically sends a ripple through everyone else that's plugged in, and we feel it and appreciate it, and it's awesome.
Oh, love that.
You know, the competitive side of me has to bring this up. You know, the naysayers said our coaches and our managers don't sell any homes.
Oh yeah, I did hear that once.
And I would say, listen, MFer.
PG-13.
Our coaches not only do this at a higher level than most in the industry.
Yeah.
We're talking top 5% across all. You know, if Real Trends was handing out 5% awards, but we're also having 700 one-on-one conversations to impact lives of other people.
Yeah.
Like that's, to me, that's a huge amount of contribution, huge amount of respect. And it really says something about the quality of human being, because you hold yourself to a high level of discipline to accomplish all of that.
I'm trying. It helps when you've got people like you guys and Blake and Nick and the really the leadership that we have here. You guys set a really good example, but you're not so hardline that it's awkward.
Right.
You're still fun to be around. You're humans. We can have actual real conversations with you. You're not removed from, you know, the real thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, actually, not to like toot Parker's horn, but I know you agree with this. The fact that he's been out of production as long as he has, but still understands what's happening on the street level, like gets the boots on the ground thing.
Yeah.
That's very different, because I've been around other leaders in this industry and others where they get so distant from it because they're hyper fixated on administrative,
Right.
the orchestration of whatever's happening with the company, but they lose sight of what the important thing is, which is the people.
Right.
You know, your people in this network are what drives this business, and you guys get it. Like you say it all the time.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. All right, we are closing in on the 15-minute left mark, so we're gonna pivot a little bit.
Hey, and they can fact check us too. Like they can pull me up on MLS and see.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're not blowing smoke. They can check it.
No,
and
your
we-
production is legit.
Yeah, and we would not have individuals in these positions unless they were legitimate leaders, you know, and also people that we thought we can grow into better leaders, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's what I'm really excited about. I get fired up about that.
Yeah.
Like, what does the next 5 steps look like for me?
It's really not, like when you talk about that, it's really not the impact of one person or two people. It's when you actually look around the room of the number of leaders that we have.
Yeah.
That's the room that is growing together, that's pushing each other.
Yeah.
Because you guys have your group chats and you have your own challenges and your own competitions, and you look around and you say, hey, you know, I want to be the best at what I'm doing. They want to be the best at what they're doing. So collectively, we're all trying to be the best at what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that rises the tide.
Yeah.
Right? When you also put personal development and professional development in that same conversation, then all of those people are rising together.
Yeah.
And that's to me, that's what leadership is. It's not, because one person can only go so far. You only can impact so many people. And I don't know, there's some sort of a law that actually is a quote around that, right?
Yeah.
But it's true. The more people you can combine in that effort and row the boat, as Coach Flex says.
Yeah. It exponentially increases the number of people you can impact.
And everybody's bought in and they get it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter whether it's Edina or it's Woodbury or it's Hopkins or Maple Grove or, you know, come down to AV, right?
Yeah.
Bring your passport. Any of our offices, you
All
can
the way
plug
south
into.
to AV.
Right. Don't get lost.
Hey, we still have canes.
No doubt.
It's
No
like
doubt.
that is the busiest Canes in the metro. I
What's
think.
right on 42 right there?
I know.
The line hits the old Dairy Queen.
You know what the hack is for that Canes? You order it for pickup, and then you just skip that whole line. You just pull your little car
Pull up to the
and you
window.
run in. My husband does that for our daughter.
He's genius.
I know. We do have the DoorDash mastered.
But
Okay.
so like all the leaders are very approachable. You can plug into any of them, and they're all willing to like give their time.
Mm-hmm.
And their advice about Canes, apparently. Okay, listen. One of the
You don't need
strengths
that, do you?
I do. So watch it, Shayne. One of the strengths of Shayne's that we didn't even talk about yet is his marketing, specifically with respect to video, because Shayne is a video ninja. Video's always been a huge staple of Parker's marketing efforts, even since the very beginning of your career as an agent, yeah? And then obviously Nick is one of our resident video experts here at Pemberton. So I wanted to take a minute and pull together some expert tips for all of our 7 listeners and everyone else out there in the world. So we're going to ask some questions to our panel, and I'd love to hear answers from all of you. Nicholas, I'm coming to you first. Are you ready?
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
Excellent.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
An agent says to you, I know I should do video. I understand that, but I don't exactly understand why I should. What would you say to them?
Well, that is a multi-layered question, but I would also like to say that we have more than 7 viewers right now.
Ooh.
And I would also say that the live part of this is not necessarily the most important part of it. It's the content we get along the way, much like the friends we make. No, an agent comes to me and says, "I know I need to do video. What was?
But
your-"
I'm not exactly sure why.
Well, I mean, there's a number of answers to that, but chiefly, I think that video is the best tool that an agent can utilize to really show their personality, to really show what it is that, who they are. Because, when you are looking for an agent, right, as a consumer, you can see a lot of stuff on the internet and you can read what people have written, but you're also going to be spending a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
One-on-one, face-to-face. And you're going to be, going to showings, you're going to be strategizing. I would say that, you really want to find someone who you think is going to be a personality fit. And video is as good a way as any, probably the best to showcase what you like.
Fair.
But that's not the only answer. And I'm sure the other boys have answers as well.
I am sure of that as well. Parker, what's your...
Shayne, you go first.
Okay, Shayne, what's your answer?
I love this one. So one of the first things I teach agents in coaching sessions from a foundational principle standpoint, which I love,
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
stop throwing things, is the 3 keys to success in this industry are trust, credibility, and top of mind. Video gives you a chance to showcase all 3.
Yeah.
So it's most of the marketing efforts that we have will highlight 1 or 2,
Yeah.
but video gives you a chance to tap into all 3 of those things. And that's how you really capture the most audience in the most impactful way in the shortest amount of time.
I love that.
Everything that we have now in the world is all goldfish brain,
Yeah.
short form content. And so when you do video like this and Nick and his team can chop it up and give you stuff for reels and stories, you really grab people's attention that way.
Yep. Parker, what would you say? Why should agents do video?
Well, the reason I did video to start was Tom Ferry looked me square in the eyes and he said, do you want to be behind all the other agents in 5 years, or do you want to be leading the other agents in 5 years? And this is 2016 and a half. It was like winter. And I'm like, well, this is the number 1 trainer in the world. He has this way of saying it. I don't know, just it's intimidating. I want to be on the front edge of that. Yeah. So that's something that I want to do.
Yeah.
I didn't think about like quality, reels, pictures, music. I'm like, I'm just going to do videos so that I don't fall behind.
Yeah.
So that was number 1. And like, I often joke about the dog walking videos, but advice number 2 is he goes, Parker, you're around agents all the time. You're back then in sales in the trenches every day. Talk about problems that you're helping your clients solve while you're walking your dog. Like this is the time in which you can speak to your audience. And when you do that, you actually just remove the sales piece of it and you become a human being. So people see how you articulate a message.
Yeah.
And they start to feel a certain way. They can't feel that way through writing.
Right.
So that was as easy as that was. I mean, Cheplak always says, this is my $1,500 marketing company right here. You know, I'm holding our phones up.
Yeah.
But then that transitioned into something that was so much bigger, right? Because the audience became bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden I said, well, if this is working for me, how do we replicate this for the company?
Yeah.
And that's where Pemberton Media was born. You know, what we do through Pemberton Media at our brokerage is unique to our brokerage. There's no other brokerage that does what we do, that offers the services that we offer, that offers, you know, creative direction and editing and all of the things, which I want to share that message more and more, because I know agents could benefit from that.
100%.
What we're doing is we're removing the barrier of entry, because if you think about you in the early days with our $1,500 marketing company, there's a significant amount of time that goes into producing that, posting it, reacting to it. And sometimes you just don't know what to say. So if we can remove the barrier of entry for all the agents at this company, what's the one thing you have to do in that case?
Show up and
Show up.
cooperate.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
We've been working together so long she can finish my sentences now. This is great. All you have to do is show up.
But you highlight a really important thing with what you just said. We offer a suite of really high level services, and you know, the best help, you know, that you can get in the industry. But I will frequently also tell people, you know, you don't need me to be, you know, creative directing you in the flashiest video that has ever been made. You know, sometimes there's a place for that. And yeah, of course we can help you with that. But you can also just DIY really solid content, you know, and there's a billion people to help you. Obviously, there's me, there's all of the leaders, there's all of the agents. You know, plan out simple content that you just film yourself and put up, just like Parker's talking about. How did he solve problems while he's walking his dogs? You know? And that's important.
What creeps up, I know we're continuing here, Liz, so you can cut us off, but agents will stop themselves because they'll film the video and they'll look at themselves and they'll say, oh, I don't like the way it looked. I don't like the way it sounded. I don't like the way I delivered that message. I wonder how that might be interpreted. And I had a coach like pre-2020, he goes, listen, motherfucker, no one cares what you look like.
Yeah.
They're thinking about what they look like.
Yeah.
He goes, just make the video and post it.
Yeah.
And offer value. Like if you're doing those two things, if you're offering value, then you're delivering something to the marketplace that can help other people. And that little piece right there is the mindset that every agent should have.
The biggest streamers online will often say, don't even think about hyper-analyzing how you look or any of that stuff till you've made 100 videos.
Yeah.
Because like you just have to get the stuff out there and get used to just putting it out there and posting it, then start worrying about what it looks like.
True. My stuff's so bad from the early days, though. It is. I look at those now.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, but it worked.
Wonderful.
And also my favorite Parkerism is done is better than perfect.
Done
Yeah.
100%.
And you know, that's something I take a lot of pride in, is that I do the thing that I tell others to do.
Yeah.
And so like here, look at that. There's this video of me.
The ring light.
Liz
Your Amazon
probably
ring
took
light.
this on my Instagram page from a long time ago. I think you
Long time ago.
reposted this.
I
one.
think we did, yeah.
Man, look at me.
'Cause it was fun.
I just look like a kid.
You kind of were.
But
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think to me, it's super
Not even
important.
40 yet.
I know.
If I don't do the things, then how can anybody buy into what I'm saying? You know, so we're doing the things.
Well,
It looks a little different nowadays.
It,
We've got 5 cameras on us, and I've got this amazing, you know, media crew and staff to help. But like,
You hired a guy with an accent. Like that's the top of the mountain.
I
know,
know.
but it started
Guys,
with
the accents.
it started with that ring light. You know, it started with wallpapered walls at Coldwell Banker,
yeah. Yep.
talking about, hey, this is what happened in an inspection today, and this is how we navigated it.
Did you have your 500-pound manual in front of you at all times?
Yeah, I love that.
No,
It's so fun. We go. By the way, just everybody scroll back like 5 years on your feed.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's a really good time. But okay, but I think that's a legitimate question. I mean, inexperience, fine, but polished versus authentic content.
Yeah.
Okay, for Shayne, I'm going to you first. What's your preference? Do you do a little of each? tell me what your thinking is there.
Yeah, I have two answers. I think it depends on what your goal is. So if you're trying to sell something, then you've got to be polished.
Yes.
Because it's like attention. You have to capture the attention.
Right.
But for what we're doing in service, where we're genuinely trying to serve others, it's absolutely just get it out there. Don't pay any attention to what it looks like per se. It's the information you're sharing that's important, not how you look when you're sharing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, polished or authentic or a combination?
Well, I think that's actually a particularly pertinent question because we are now in an age where you can create an AI avatar, write in a script, and you will get a polished, straight to camera, piece of that, and they'll put B-roll in it for you and all that good stuff. So we are in we're in an era where like people who consume videos are having to evolve their critical watching.
For sure.
And I would say that to a degree, we're moving a little bit back towards imperfection in everything, because I think that the public wants to know very clearly, without having to work, that this is not created by AI. This is authentic. And so, yes,
You just don't know anymore, right?
No.
That AI is so convincing.
That's so interesting that you say that, because we've been talking too about how the younger generation is so much better at spotting AI content than our generation.
Yeah.
Did
I'm
you
lost.
See, did you see the
generation.
story about this? Now we're deep in the rabbit hole, but there's this college coach. I won't name him. He was following this AI bot police officer, female account, totally fake.
Oh my gosh.
And we're talking Instagram here, so hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. And he's like following this account, and he actually posts. He like reshares one of this AI bot police officer's.
Boy.
And it was so cringe. But to your point, we don't know what we're looking at. I mean, you gotta
What do the kids say now? Sus?
Yeah.
sus. Yeah.
Sus?
Well, exactly.
Is that what
But
Harrison
like,
says?
Yeah.
Dad,
adding
that's sus.
Adding
He
that
says all sorts of things.
authenticity and that non-super polished makes it easier to tell that, like, yeah, this is really just Shayne taking time out of his day to talk into the camera to me.
Yes.
We should make an AI video of Blake eating donuts. People be like, nah, that didn't happen.
You're hilarious.
That would,
Okay.
that would happen on a work trip. And it has to be on the dessert menu.
The dessert menu.
Yeah.
But what? No, the dessert menu.
To put a bow on that, I think everyone's just looking for a shortcut. And so it's, hey, ChatGPT, help me write a post about this.
Yeah.
No, you write the post. You articulate the message. You come up with the words.
The
That's
crazy
what people
thing is,
want to hear.
they have like that paralysis because like I don't know what to say. But if you actually just sit down and start typing, it just comes out.
Right.
Okay, but let's stop there for just a second. How do you help an agent who is just like, I don't know what to do video about? How do you help someone who's struggling with content ideas? Nick, I'm coming to you first.
Okay, I have a great answer.
Me
for this.
first. No,
Shayne
Shayne's-
first.
Yeah, Shayne's ready to go.
Shayne's ready.
I've had this conversation literally like 10 times in the last couple of weeks with agents that I'm working with.
Love it.
And they're just like, I know that I need to do this and I want to do it, but I'm not sure how to start. And I'm like, it starts with this. Don't think of how or what or any of that nonsense. Just tell yourself, no matter what, or you're going to punch yourself in the face. No, just kidding. No matter what, you're going to post on your social media at least once a day, no matter what. So if you get to 9 o'clock and you realize you haven't posted yet, you better come up with something because you have to post at least once a day. One example of this is Morgan Leone.
Yeah.
She's crushing because like we had a coaching meeting here one day because we both left a training across the street at the HQ. And she was sitting out in front. And she's like, I'm not sure what to post. And I'm like, I just saw you sitting in your car. You could have just taken a picture of the outside of the building and said, just left an amazing training or whatever, hashtag something, something, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, that's a great idea. I didn't think of it in the moment. I'm like, that's because you haven't trained yourself to think of it yet.
Yep.
So what you have to do is just commit to posting at least one thing every single day. Mix it up between your real estate and your personal stuff, but just make sure you post at least once. She posts like 3 times a day now with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And she's getting a lot of traction.
I've been following her social
love
recently.
it.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
I
right.
would say what are 5 problems that consumers are facing today in the marketplace?
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about how to solve it. Or
You just did.
or
Order your
what are
cans
agents
in
facing?
advance.
I mean, those coaches that I mentioned earlier, they just said, look, how many conversations do you have a day with your company? Well, I don't know, hundreds, I guess, like, I don't know, dozens, depending on the day. Go back and audit what the problems in those conversations were. Write them down on a piece of paper. There's your content for the next month.
Yeah.
Because if that person's dealing with it, there are many other people dealing with the same thing.
Like everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah.
that's
and
great.
by the way, we know a guy named Ryan Eklund who simply went out in the early days and started touring new construction homes and giving his interpretation and knowledge about those homes. And now look at what he has accomplished.
Yeah. Thousands
I don't know
of
if you don't
followers.
know, he's got 200,000 followers all over the world. And it's funny because he's got like half as many haters as he does people that like his stuff.
But it
But
doesn't matter.
That's when you know you made it, though.
Yes.
Yep.
And Ryan's down there in the utility room showing off the mechanicals and the tubing, and someone's like ripping him for for how tall he is
Right.
or something.
Just silliness.
Ryan, you've made it. Just so you know, if you're listening to this.
Yes.
And
he-
that's all
but
they
he
can
picked
come up
one
with.
thing. He just said, "I'm going to go out and tour homes
This is my lane.
across the Twin Cities, and I'm going to tell the consumer what each of these builders has to offer and what my interpretation is."
Yeah.
Genius. And then at the end of the day, the thing that he did better than 99.9% is that he was extremely consistent and he didn't stop
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you see, that's it. We can have as many meetings as we want with our agents, and we can put together like the best plan in the world, but there is no substitute for actually sticking to it.
Yeah.
And that is the hardest part. I mean, I've got a couple of answers to the question.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, I usually go back and ask agents to ask themselves, well, who is it that you want to see it? And what do you want them to take away from it?
Yeah.
Because that's the marketing 101 answer. Because you start there. You want to be reaching the people that you want to reach to find your particular business. That's your consumer. It usually ends up being you, but that's fine. And then the next thing is you ask people, when you meet with people, you've got to find out what it is that they like, what their personality is, because some agents are going to want to be like fairly informational, and some agents are going to work best like making funny skits because their personality is that way. And in that consistency piece, it's got to be something that they are aligned with. In order to best do it in the long term, it's got to be like something that they love. Which brings me on to my next point, Liz.
Yes.
We've got to talk about Shayne's content.
Shayne's content. Shayne, tell us what's your bread and butter content that you do? Video.
The authenticity thing is important to me. And I don't want to disparage anyone in how they choose to operate in this business.
Yeah.
I certainly am a little divergent from the norm when it comes to real estate, and that I wear boots and I wear blue jeans and I drive a big truck and I sell a lot of houses that way. So, figure that math out.
Sounds like it's working.
It
Sounds
might
like
be.
What's your recurring series? I know the answer. Tell our listeners about your recurring video series and why you chose that and how that's working for you.
So funny. I was spitballing some ideas with our good friend Nick over there around doing some kind of a continued series like this. And I had two inspirations. One was Blake and Joey Clark used to do this video series about all the best food to get in Inver Grove Heights.
Okay.
And I was like, that would be really cool, but how do you do that in more of like a concise, short form, specific way, right? And then I'm, doom scrolling for 5 minutes one day and I come across Dave Portnoy, and he does these pizza reviews all over the country. There's pizza everywhere, pizza. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do pizza because I'm gluten-free, and that would be really hard. I'd find 3 places in Minnesota I can actually eat it. But what does everyone really love, and what's one of my favorite foods? Tacos. Like, who doesn't love tacos? Everyone loves tacos, right?
Yes, they do.
Even my very dear friend, Emily Blake, who doesn't eat meat, will still eat tacos.
There you go.
We went to a couple of spots that she likes and got tacos that were, Nick, do you remember the mock duck?
I remember the mock.
It was
very
so
well.
good.
Shayne, deeply suspicious of
I was.
the whole, of this mock duck. He can hardly hide his disdain.
I was shaking. I was like, I don't know if I want to put this in my mouth. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, and then you ate that one. He goes, "Oh, it's pretty good."
It was really, it
This
had
is a
Korean barbecue
duck?
sauce on it. Mock duck.
What does that mean?
It's fake duck.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
So
just
it tasted like duck, and it had a Korean
disgusting.
sauce on it, and it was amazing.
yeah.
I didn't ask what it was actually made of because not important.
Right.
But
It's a tofu kind of bean protein type thing.
it was really good. So the taco thing was, and it got traction. People were interested in it, obviously. And then when the weather got cold, we're like, hey, we have to shift gears. So now we're gonna do wings.
Well, it's funny because you guys eat it on the truck bed too.
Yeah, that was all Nick's idea.
Yeah, that's
he's
a
like,
gr-
we
that's a
should do
great idea.
this tailgate tacos concept. I was like, that's a genius idea. And then he created the logo that had the back of my truck on it.
That's
Which is
really fun.
Really funny.
It was an interesting thing. You're like, well,
I have an anecdote around that too.
how do we know if it's going to be successful? You know, what do we do? What are we doing this for? And so we'd done it sort of, I think at that point we'd done 4 or 5 weeks. And he's like, I don't know how to track this. We're spending this money on it and it's really fun and we like it. You know, obviously we like eating and you like eating because I'm buying, of course, you know.
He did, to his credit, he did pay a couple of times. He was like, you've been buying. I'm just going to get this one. I'm like, you know, it's my video series. It's fine. He pushed me out of the way. He's a big dude.
I don't know about that. But no,
he boxed me out at the register.
We looked at I said, pull up your analytics on the Instagram app and show me every day you've dropped a video about eating tacos. You know, because we've got some pretty good numbers. And I say, look, do you see every time you post a video, you get, you know, a few followers just from doing those taco reviews. And
my second most views I've ever gotten was the one with Allie Walsh.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, hashtag Allie Walsh.
She's always great on video, but that's what we do that one for. There's a ton of different angles, but you know, you gain followers every time you did that. And we had and you got really good, you know, increased traction for those series. So
yeah, anytime we ever missed, people would always be like, well, when do you come bringing the tacos back?
It's really fun.
I have to share this. So the concept works because you're showing the local community.
Yep.
And when somebody sees your video and then goes and eats at the restaurant, they connect the two, right? And they think about you. And that's what marketing is. It's top of mind. It's eyeballs. It's thoughts, right?
Yeah.
My friend and one of my first mentors, Kyle Whistle, who lives in San Diego, he was one of the first guys into video. He was like 2015 or 2018 Bomb Influencer of the Year, whatever that is, right?
He's a beast.
He's a beast, yeah. But he was running this series called East County Eats. Okay, very similar to what you do, except he just went around East County, San Diego, and he went to all the restaurants and met with the owners. And he was like the first guy in the country to run this show.
No cold weather interruption out there, Nick.
No, that's true.
That's true.
No, and in like 2020, he and I were talking. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen your videos in a while. He's like, yeah, you know why? We literally went to every single restaurant in East County.
Oh my God.
So we're like, we have to pivot. What are we going to do next?
They got to do the Motley Crue, like the 15th retirement tour. Just go back around again.
Yeah, do another lap.
They came up with the next version, which was everywhere East County. So they went to local businesses in East County. So maybe a little inspiration for you once you hit all the taco shops.
Yeah.
And taco trucks, by the way. You got to hit some taco trucks.
We did. We threw a couple in there.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we are super
Authentic
short on-
was the requirement. It can't be like,
Yeah.
we did the spaghetti taco. Do you remember that, Nick? It was the one time we went to a more like Americanized place and it was supposed to be chicken tinga and Nick's like, it tastes like SpaghettiOs. It was horrible.
Did you guys ever go to Lago?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Didn't we? I could swear. You've got a spreadsheet. We went to a lot.
I have a spreadsheet.
Lago is it's one of my favorite, but they have a sesame chicken taco that's amazing.
I'm in.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in. So I was going to share with you one of the funny
Yes,
things
please.
about the taco videos is the first handful of them just happened to slightly coincide with hunting season. So when the tailgate would fold down, there might have been some deer remnant in the back of the truck. Unfortunately, all the people that were in those first handful of videos are like, we don't care. I'm like, sorry. Like,
My bad.
yeah,
That's funny.
it was. You couldn't really see it on camera,
No,
unfortunately, because
Liz,
Nick was creative about
That's
it. but-
disgusting. and you mean that.
Of course I mean that. Like, that's horrible.
You get like a little deer tail rolls out.
I mean,
Why is
couple-
this the second
couple
time we're
nails.
talking about deer carcasses on this podcast? We've only done 11 shows.
Yeah.
How does this come up so often? All right. I'm cutting that off. But listen, we are running out of time, but I want to ask one more and then we'll close. If you were starting from scratch today, you had no social profile, no videos out there, what is the first video that you would record as an agent? And Nick, same question, but what would you recommend if an agent had never done any videos? What's the first one you'd tell him to do?
Well, I think it's got to be something that's value driven. So I like this mindset that we have in this conversation around community based, because there's a lot of value that comes from you connecting with other businesses in your community. So something like that, I would say, get out in the community, go to the chamber maybe and do an interview there about all the businesses that they're plugged into, interview the people at the chamber, talk about resources for community events and things that other people can, maybe they didn't know about. It's a finger painting thing for the kids or a fair or whatever might be going on.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be good.
Love it. Parker,
I would introduce myself and the reason why I'm creating this video. I've just come out and just put it out there. Hey, my goal is to provide a tremendous amount of value to my local community through real estate. And, you know, if you're one of the 7 people watching, that's the goal. Why don't we just keep hammering on
I
the
don't know.
seven
It's
people
because
watching?
it's funny. I
But
enjoy
then
it.
I would follow
Lucky
that up.
seven.
Then I would follow that up with home tours right away.
Yeah.
And start getting into the mode of home tours and show that to your audience.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Nick, what do you think?
I'm similar to Parker. I would go with the most personality-driven intro video that I could create that actually that really showed my personality, and basically aligned me with the people that I wanted to work with who were like me. And then, I would start creating. If I haven't got a budget, I'm just going to houses and using my personality to tell that story. It's the Ryan Eklund model, and I don't see why more people don't do it, because it connects you with the people who are like you.
Yep, that's wonderful.
Yeah, use open houses as opportunities too, because then you're killing two birds, one stone, right?
Oh, I have a whole open house. I just did a training with my coaching group and talked about all that, like the 15 pieces of content you can get from every single open house.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Definitely a subject for another podcast episode.
Yeah.
Okay. That is it for today's episode of No Contingencies. If you got value from this conversation, please take a second to share it with another agent who's serious about growing in this market. If you're looking for a brokerage that's forward-thinking, accountability-driven, and built for the next chapter, we should talk. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and make something happen.
Bye.
Bye.